I now invite Irma Swales from the class of 1954 to please join us on stage, and John Young, also from the class of 1954, and a longtime alumni leader in our Toronto chapter. John will read the citation honoring Irma that will hang with her portrait in the Hall of Honor.
She always wanted me to kiss her when she was on campus, but was too shy to ask. Dear fellow Zavarians and friends, President Riley, I don't care how many titles they give you, you are the all-time Al-Sahib of this Western world on the East Coast. First of all, Irma, I could say a lot of things about Irma, but they've given me a script and they've asked me not to be long. Irma Swales became one of the first women to graduate from geology at St. FX when she received an honors degree in 1954. Upon graduation, she was the recipient of the Mining Society of Nova Scotia Prize for St. FX. Her career took her to Imperial Oil in London, Ontario, and to Rio Tinto, Canadian Exploration, Toronto, where she was head of cartography. Trudy will tell you I said it right in practice. Anyway, cartography and claims maintenance for Canada. Irma took leave from her career when she dedicated herself full-time to raising 5 children. She became an active volunteer and leader with various teams and school activities. Irma was never a fan in life. Irma was always a participant, whether at St. FX in her youth before she got here and throughout her stay in Toronto, and certainly she got involved on the field with her 5 children. She became secretary of the Toronto Catholic District School Board. For many years, Irma kept the spirit of St. FX alive and well in Toronto, almost single-handedly, I might add. As leader of the Toronto chapter of the St. FX Alumni Association, she was a tireless worker in support of her alma mater, organizing very successful alumni events. She served for a number of years as a member of the St. FX Alumni Board, as well as co-chair of the St. FX Athletic Endowment Fund. And this was my last memorable encounter with Irma one day in 1991. Isn't it strange that this Hall of Honor started with the class of 1991? That was the year that it was decided football would be canceled because of cost. I received a phone call from Irma, and she said, "We cannot let that happen. Would you mind having lunch?" It was then I learned that there is no such thing as a free lunch with Irma. Irma also is a world traveler. As a geologist, her interest in nature has brought her to both the Arctic and Antarctic, much of the world in between. Now in retirement, Irma continues to travel the globe and give back to her community in Toronto as a volunteer with Meals on Wheels. There's no stopping this girl. She has always maintained close connections with her alma mater, Zavarian through and through, true and true, and returns to her hometown of Antigonish every year and spends the summer here. She was married to the late Dr. Larry Swales. Irma, congratulations and welcome to the Hall.
You're my best crew. I might add before I start that Johnny was my best coup. I found him and got him involved in the Athletic Endowment Fund, and he's been giving ever since. President Riley, Provost McGilfrey, friends, alumni, and family. The Bonner household in my childhood was open to all. A long line of ex-students, alumni, faculty, plus a steady flow of incoming freshman year students were welcomed and fed at our table. It started with my mother, Tip Manson from Sydney, who graduated from Mount St. Bernard in 1931. and married my father, a local merchant, in 1932. My childhood memories go back to various presidents. Little Doc Hugh, not to be confused with the rector, swam at our summer place almost until the ice came in. Doc Pat, who asked Dad if his secretary could stay with us over the winter months because she had to walk too far. She was there 7 years. Doc Pat also approached Dad because there was a crisis in housing on campus in the early 40s if we would sell him our house on St. Ninian Street. 40 students were accommodated there in Fraser House, which I think became Marion Hall. I use these names of these great men casually, but being local, this is how they were referred to, and it's with much respect and great fondness that I do so. Times change, and yet some things stay the same. I would like to acknowledge 4 of my children who are here, with various noises accompanying them. All St. FX graduates who made the effort to be with me on this very happy occasion and to share in the moment of celebration. I have always been proud to be a St. FX graduate, and 55 years on, it just gets better. As a hometown girl, I feel particularly pleased to be honored in this manner, and I sincerely thank you. Hail and health.
Thank you, John, and congratulations, Irma.